Today in the crypto space, we see Bitcoin coming down to the bottom of the range once again at around $60,600. Ethereum down approximately 3.5% below that $3,000 mark. The rest of the crypto space, the altcoins also coming down. However, we have Altcoin looking very strong, Injective, Akash, and many others. In today's video, I want to talk about the general market. I want to use Bitcoin as a leading indicator, but I want to focus on Bitcoin today because at the end of the day, if Bitcoin does continue coming down or if Bitcoin gets its bounce, guys, we could see some volatility in the next couple of days. So you know what? Let's talk about the news. Let's analyze the charts and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome. On the channel, we talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins, looking for opportunities, whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish, it doesn't matter. All we want to do is stay one step ahead of the market so that we can capitalize on any of the volatility. And if you appreciate the strategy, subscribe to the channel, click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 7:30 Eastern, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you have any projects you want me to cover here on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. You can hit me up on the socials. The links are in the description. Better yet, guys, join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. All right, guys, let's begin. Let's see what's going on here with the top 100. The overall market, the market cap is falling once again, making that slightly lower low. We see the volume picking up just a little bit as the market cap is falling, suggesting, yeah, there's a bit of market participation in agreement with this dip. However, guys, it's not that much. It's not that much. So I feel like maybe we're just sweeping the lows again. It could be possible, guys. We do have weak levels below the current price on Bitcoin. We do have volume gaps, as you know. The $52,000 mark is very, very possible still. However, guys, at any signs of potential bullishness, I don't mind deploying capital. I don't mind getting in on short-term spot positions, and at the current moment, some of my positions are being tested, and I'm ready to, basically pull the trigger and get myself out of them, because at the end of the day, I don't want to be in risky positions when I see the market looking a bit frothy. At the current moment, we do see Bitcoin coming down, and of course, today's video, we'll just focus on Bitcoin. We'll look at the general market. Join me live tonight at 7:30 Eastern, where we can talk about all the projects that you're interested in. I'll look at some TA, we'll take a look at some price action, we'll come up with a plan and a strategy going forward, because at the end of the day, guys, I feel like the majority of the dip is already kind of in before we get a bit of relief to the upside. If we do come down to about 52, guys, that would be an absolute fire sale opportunity, and we do have to be prepared for that, and we have to be prepared with those levels. Now, what's interesting to me is as we see the Bitcoin price fall here, we're seeing that USDT did get a bit of a spike to the downside. That instability gets me a little bit interested as to why is that the case. Why are we seeing a bit of USDT, the stability of USDT fall alongside the market cap? Ethereum as well falling down 3.7%. And if you look at the altcoin market, the altcoins, in fact, Altcoin's still doing great. It's still up 6%. However, it is getting a short-term pullback on that top. And you see Tron looking okay. In fact, making a higher high, guys. Slow and steady wins the race here with Tron. But the rest of the market is testing previous lows. And if the project that you might have bought into in the last little while has volume gaps below, just understand that at any moment they could fall through those volume gaps. Look at Chainlink, for example. Chainlink is making that lower low. Not a good look for Chainlink, not at all. But the rest of them, pretty much holding previous lows because they're already at the bottom. Perhaps there's lots of support right at that level. Fetch looking pretty good. Look at Near Protocol. A bit of a dip, no doubt, but it's up still 2%, showing a lot of strength here. So as we see the market hunt liquidity, come down to those lower levels, and perhaps get a few people wrecked, what is going to happen big picture? And what I like about the current price action at the moment is that it's a perfect level to actually sweep the lows, hunt that liquidity, trap up some, bears, and perhaps continue to the upside. And if it does happen, of course, it is at a critical level. If it doesn't, you got to understand those volume gaps below. For example, Render. If Render keeps on falling, if Render falls and eventually rolls over here, there are some weaknesses below based on the fact that it's been running up significantly hard, leaving a lot of volume gaps below. And you can see that the rest of the market is definitely dipping down. We got lower lows on some projects. Filecoin still looking okay though. We have Mantle, IMX is still okay, like we're just making a higher low at this current moment, so no big deal. But if you look at stacks, of course, the Bitcoin narrative projects have been bleeding out. Caspa, no big deal. The graph, no big deal. Arweave, no big deal. And as you can see, like, you know, as long as we're double bottoming, even VeChain, no big deal. What else do we have here? We have Monero still grinding to the upside. Injective, no big deal. And as you can see, this dip is not a big deal for the altcoins, and this is why we've been seeing some of the altcoin dominance and up until the last little while holding up fairly steady as Bitcoin falls. So one thing that we got to note is, are there volume gaps below? Number one, is Bitcoin dominance falling, in meaning coming down hard? Because if that's the case, Bitcoin could be dipping harder than the overall altcoin market, showing us that the altcoin market could have some strength. So that's something that we definitely need to keep an eye on. But generally speaking, you can see these altcoins, not a big deal. Yes, they could fall right through further, but that would be obviously dependent on the fact that Bitcoin is also going to be falling down further. Akash looking great. Awesome. Still grinding to the upside, up 16.5% for the day. Awesome stuff there. AGIX, you know, getting support at the previous lows. No big deal. Again, no big deals across the market. EEGLD, no big deal. Flare, no big deal. Whatever this is, Chill, no big deal. And the list goes on, no big deals. We're some lower lows across the market, but still, could this be another higher low in the altcoin market? Now, if we look at Bitcoin, totally different story. Let's see what's going on there. Let's take a look at Bitcoin price. Bitcoin at the end of the day is still in a sideways type of consolidation, testing the bottom of the range. Yesterday we did talk about this green candle, guys. I was super excited about this green candle because ultimately it did look like a nice bounce to the upside that we were getting here. It looks like we were getting a nice bullish engulfing candle, but look what the bears kind of said. We're not ready. So let's see what's going on here in a bit more detail. Now we got a bearish engulfing. Now, this is the thing here, guys. The bears are in control at the current moment for the day. Now, what I do see is the daily kind of still pushing down. Momentum, the orange line, got overbought, definitely got overbought, and now we're going to see a bit of bearishness in the next little while. Now, we could get a bit of a bounce. We could get another, you know, test of the highs and see what happens. But, guys, generally speaking, expect that eventually maybe we do come down to see oversold conditions on the daily with regards to volatility. The good news is that the volatility is not going to be crazy at the current moment because we're still in the chop zone. Look at the momentum. The momentum is still in the chop zone. 50% mark, hovering around this level, going sideways. So expect a little bit more sideways, guys. Like, I'm not going to be totally bearish and I'm not absolutely bullish, but you got to admit, a bullish bounce at this level would be super great because we could get back to the all-time highs and to the top of the range, right? And from a bearish perspective, okay, fine. We get oversold, we start breaking down, we hit 52K. So we're in about a 50-50 shot, you know, kind of coin toss type of scenario. And ultimately, I'm still looking at the structure. What keeps me interested about the structure, and we'll stay here with the daily for a second here, is that the structure is potentially painting an inverse head and shoulder, slightly slanted. I'm not really feeling it. You guys know I don't like diagonals, but still, I would like the fact that we're trying to build a confirmation low after a nice bullish divergence. A bit of follow through and a confirmation low would be really good, a higher low. And currently, that's what we're kind of, you know, trying to build here. We're trying to build it. Now, we do see previous price action, which is interesting. Look at this red candle. A wick, a big one for that matter, coming down and then getting bought up. Then we got the green wick right into this level, right? A huge green wick, bought up again. Now, who's to say that we can't perform a few more liquidity hunts, a few more grabs, you know, hunting liquidity at these levels, liquidity grabs at these levels that could cause equal wicks down at this level? And it's very possible, guys. It's very, very possible. But from a statistical probability perspective, if we close a daily candle below this, it's not looking good. We have about 5 hours left to close the daily candle, leading into a weekend. What kind of weekend are we going to have? It's either we're going to be very bullish or very bearish. And at this current state, if we close that daily candle below, it's going to be from a bearish bias. And it's very likely that we start seeing lower levels. Now, again, we still have this low to deal with to confirm, you know, a lower low. What about if we, you know, start rolling over anywhere around this area and we start getting a nice bounce, a nice recovery where we start breaking structure and breaking character to the upside, breaking above 66,500. You get it, guys. At the end of the day, we need to start breaking character of this current structure, and we're just coming down one more leg down. Now, one more leg could turn into another leg and another leg and another leg, to the point that we come down to about 52K, which is obviously my bearish price target in the current moment, right? So let's take a look at momentum. Let's take a look at the momentum at the current moment is still expanding to the downside. Like I said, volatility is to the downside and momentum is going choppy, but the current trend scenario is looking really good, right? It's getting me bullish divergence at the current moment. Now, we should never put 100% confidence in oscillators, but this oscillator right here, guys, is pretty good. It's working really, really accurately, and I tend to want to put a bit of trust in it, in the sense that if we're getting bullish divergence at this level, it means that we're fairly close to a potential pivot. It doesn't mean that we're absolutely there, because it's a daily time frame, which means that we could have many intraday candles. But around this level, I wouldn't be surprised if we got a nice bullish divergence and some follow through to the upside. And that would be a really good, very healthy thing. We've noticed that the market in general has been very quiet. Retail market has left crypto space. We've seen a lot of the leverage kind of diminish. No major leverage positions or open leverage in the market at the current moment, which means that it's a very healthy market to be trading and to be getting exposure, right? So I'm interested. However, momentum is still sideways. The volatility is still sideways, which means that we're not getting any major moves, no peaks and valleys that we could really count on. Let's get onto the 4-hour for a second. Let's see what's going on here in the short-term time frames. We saw a dip today, guys. We got a nice little dip. Obviously, I was very, very excited with this nice bullish response right into here. Nice back test confirmation, really doing its thing, and I was very excited to see a potential continuation to the upside. However, we took the stairs up and the elevator down, and it came back to pretty much a lower low. Okay, so that's something that we got to consider. Now, if we look at the expansion here, the expansion today was, pretty good. We came down with a nice low, but look at the previous low, right? Previous low, and look at this low. Now, if we look at what these represent, at the end of the day, this was much bigger than the current one. Now, are we going to start making smaller expansions? There's no signs of bullish divergence just yet, right? Not really happening. There was signs of bullish divergence right into here. Our expansions are getting smaller. I get it, all that good stuff. But now it's about understanding that maybe this is the confirmation low, the higher low. And I am interested in seeing how the bulls respond at this level. So again, we see momentum. What is it doing? Momentum, basically the purple line, it came down to oversold. Do we get overbought? We didn't get overbought for a good while. Maybe we do get overbought in here, but not until the orange line gets oversold. Once the orange line gets oversold, maybe we see a nice bullish response to the upside on the 4-hour, and we get a bit of a bounce and see if we close above that horizontal line, which keeps me still bullish. We got a lot of green dots in here telling me, look, we're still in a very confluent bullish trend with regards to momentum. So it's not a big deal on the 4-hour, meaning, look, we could definitely double bottom here and continue to the upside. Impulsive move, retracement. Next impulsive move takes us for a little bit of a breakout. Why not? That could definitely happen. Just understand, again, because we broke below this horizontal and we start breaking below these bottoms and we start moving down with some volume, as you can see, we got a bit of volume, nothing major, because we got this type of volume in the past, so it's nothing crazy. But if we get a lot of volume, guys, it's a suggestion that the market participation is interested in seeing this price fall. They are selling off. So right now the trend is looking okay. We got a nice move to the upside with regards to momentum right now, a bit of indecision, but the expansion to the downside with regards to the trend wave is looking great to the downside, and it's finishing off. We got a bit of purple forming. Maybe we can see some bullishness in the 4-hour where we see the expansion to the upside, as we did here in the past. So maybe this was an impulse, maybe this is a retracement, maybe that we get another impulse and we stay in the bullish control zone. Just imagine that we were already in a bearish control zone. Now we went above to the bullish, and now we came back down for the retracement. Now do we go back up for the bullish impulse with regards to trend, and eventually basically classify this as a retracement from this impulse and get another leg up based on the 4-hour, which would mean that we're going to be probably testing 67K. 67 and change, right? Which is, a really good bullish price target. So that's a very bullish perspective. And then again, what about the 52? We got the 52, make another lower low. Just understand right now, the current scenario is that the trend is our friend. We're making lower lows and lower highs, guys. So you can see how Bitcoin right now is giving us a lot of options, which means it's confused, which means as a trader, there's no real edge. However, I understand where it's required to take a bit of risk. And I like this area to take risk as long as you have your finger on the trigger ready to knock yourself out if it does fall below. Because if it falls below these levels, you want to get out because we're coming down to 52 and then we'll reaccumulate at those zones with good confirmations, bullish divergences, head and shoulders, and all that good stuff. So the daily is not even giving us a major edge other than, look, we could be forming a bottom here. That's it. Statistical probability is we could be. Just put a stop loss, protect yourself around these levels, build a bit of a position, and expect maybe a bit of a bounce here, especially if we test that 200 EMA on the 4 hour and get above it and we start doing some great things right into this level with some volume. Guys, we're going to be going to those higher levels. So again, back to the daily, guys, there's nothing much here to be said on Bitcoin. I felt that it was very necessary for us to have a bit of a plan leading into the weekend. Just understand that during the weekend, the order books are very thin, meaning that the position sizes are small, which means that we can easily manipulate price. Now, it's not just Bitcoin that I'm talking about. Of course, Bitcoin is a large cap. Even a thin order book is still going to be big, but the altcoin market, guys, be careful with the altcoin market. If Bitcoin does come down and it falls through this volume gap, you're going to see that the altcoin market will take a big hit, no matter which the project. Even Caspa is retracing right now. Rune is down approximately 5%. We got a lot of good bullish moves that were in the green. All of us, Sui was doing great today, but Bitcoin fell, and honestly, I don't even know why it fell so quickly that way. It was such a quick reaction. It leads me to believe that it couldn't even be algo orders, algos that just got in and basically took profit before the weekend, and that could be it. Now, that means that true value still needs to be tested, and we could be forming a bit of a bottom here. So, guys, again, 50-50 shots are gambling. Be careful here, guys. It's not a bad idea to build a position, but make sure you put that stop loss to protect your initial investment. All right, guys, if I've offered you any value in this video, do the channel a massive favor, slap the like button. I'm going to be live tonight at 7:30 Eastern talking about crypto news and price action. If you have any projects you want me to cover, that is a great time and place to make those requests, and I'll put them in top priority. Guys, join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. Take care, guys. Have a good one, and don't forget, buy the dip.